right, hello. All right. Hello, welcome in. How is everybody doing? Hello. And where are we? What? Why aren't you behaving? Hello, MG. Hello, Viviana. Hello, Burger. Hello, Daho. Hello, Janu. Hello, Silence. Hello, Vessa. Hello, Starbaker. Hello, Eritane. Hello, Stockler. Hello, Heroic Peanut. Hello, Roan. Hello, welcome in. Hello, Kisakai. Hello, Arcanite. Hello. Hello, MG. Welcome in. Hello. So much to do in so little time? Check mic? Oh, shoot. Is it? Sorry. Better? Better, right? Is it better? Thank goodness it didn't mute, because I didn't check it beforehand. Thank you. Are we good? Sorry. No mic. Yeah, the mic is annoying. I have to remember to check it every single time, and sometimes I forget, because this mic is really frustrating, and it will reset to default settings every single day. So I always just have to, like, change it back every time. It never remembers its settings. It's so irritating. Ah! But hello, Austin Fox. Hello. I hope that you are doing well. We're all wishing you well. Hello, Silence. Welcome in. Hello, Roan. How are you? It is good to see you in here. I hope everything is going well for you. Love your dress. Glad to be here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I feel like there were some... What was it? Someone was saying that they didn't know if I looked like... Oh, someone didn't understand the connection, with, the whole Measure McQueen thing, and I'm like, oh, what? Oh, I'm in the wrong outfit. You don't know the difference. You haven't seen the difference. Good, working on some writing? Sounds good. But thank you, I appreciate it. Alright, so today we are going to be working on a piece for a commissioner who has commissioned me a few times in the past, if you guys remember Sea Hero, and it is going to be a Maid Café setup, so it's going to have a lot of VTubers, some of which you may recognize. We're gonna see how much we can refine it today, make it like a nice piece. Sea Hero always commissions really large pieces with a lot of things going on, so I'm excited. Starlight Atelier and Starlight Akari are the same person. I hate that you have to pick different names for multiple YouTube channels. And, it's actually Starlight Akari Atelier because someone else took Starlight Atelier. I hate it. That why you posted the AK Maid piece? Yes, I needed visual references. That piece is really good with how many people they can fit in, and I realized, seeing their work that you guys shared more of, it's really smart when they are doing pieces that have multiple levels, right? Like the Maid piece was indoors and it had a large staircase. The casino area had another staircase to like a second floor. This is a little trickier. This is like big PC wallpaper splash art, so everything has to be in that nice horizontal format. We'll see how it goes. You covered me up in the thumbnail with your big ears. Sorry. Hey, I covered myself up too. Look, I had to make sure Sea Hero was shown, okay? That was the most important part. But anyway, yeah. So I can show you where we are at with it. Used to have a commission idea similar to that Maid Cafe. True. It's funny because, one of the, I went through, 2 different versions of this piece, and one of the pieces was, sorry. One of the pieces was, one of the servers, falling in a very similar fashion to what you commissioned as well. But yeah, let's get into it here. Let me show you what I've been working on. VTuber Café star, do elaborate. I will elaborate, okay? I will elaborate. All right. Let's jump over here. There we go. Oh, good, it can fit. Kind of. It's a large piece. So we have, let's see, who is our cast of characters here? We have Maid Mint in the front, because she's like the quintessential Maid VTuber, right? Then we've got Oro Crony in her maid outfit. If you guys didn't know, she has a maid outfit. Sea Hero here, being served by Oro Crony. Amelie's mascot, because Sea Hero's Oshi is Monarch, so we have Monarch / Amelie's mascot over here. I have myself in Prism as like a little Easter egg that I'm including. And then Vesa is throwing out Karenji Ollie for being a menace. Big crossover, yes, yes. These pieces are always really big. You guys have never gotten to see me working on one. Previously I was doing a style that makes it like really, really intricate with line art. But I'm gonna try a style that is more sort of like how Arknights does it. What? Only a menace per usual. No undead allowed. I need to find a reference for that, because I'm trying to do the thing where you like grab someone by their jacket, but she has a dress, so I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do it. Probably like the collar and the back just tossing her out. No undead, curse is foiled again. Roan's an exception. Alright, let me see. How did I arrange this? I want to hope that I arrange this kind of with separate layers, but not entirely. So I think our best bet is to start, like, separating these pieces out in case we need to move them around. Use a Simpsons meme as a reference? Perfect! There we go. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for, too, so that works. Let me see. How do I want to do this? I think the best way to do this is to, like, maybe make a color underneath, just so that we don't get confused between each section. So this initial area is, like, really, really rough, because we're just trying to get the overall idea down, right? Let's keep that in gray, just so that, oh, make sure we lock it, so that doesn't change color. I think we should draw May today, but you have the most confusing pose! Let's see, which other, okay. This part can be separated, this one can be in front. And then we'll have another color piece here. So this is just a rough, just so that I can make sure that all the colors are separated going forward. Here. You know, if I'm smart, I'll probably end up, like, putting them each all in their own folders, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Alright, we just start adding things into folders so that they're easier to arrange. Who else is here? This is the whole background, so we need to make sure that Vessa's separate from the background. Basically, I'm doing this, because we're gonna refine it and see what needs to be moved around, right? Alright. Grab this part with Vessa. And we'll do a color piece here. Make that into a layer. And we're just gonna go through these really quickly. Make sure everything's working on here. This part, this whole giant cafe is gonna be a little intimidating. That's okay. We're gonna grab this whole building here. And we're just gonna make sure it's separate from the background. So that the trees are kind of doing their own thing. And then, where did I go? Here? Oh, okay, that's, oof, alright. Lots of separations! Okay. There's 1, 2, 2. And then Crony really should be more separated from the table. Otherwise it's going to be really confusing. So I think this chair is going to have to be a separate layer, because it's right in front of her. And then her whole thing here is going to be separated. And whatever she's serving is separated. And we're basically just going to have to draw that back in, essentially. I think that works. Might have to do a back layer later, but that works for now. And then... where's... okay. Make this Sea Hero. Star and Prism. Sign. I might have the sign up here. I'm not really sure yet. I don't know. We'll see how it looks. Crony. And, a chair, I guess. Alright. Save that. Make those all into different layers. Just so that when we have to work around everything, we can. Why can't it just pick the same name as the layer? Alright, chair again. Sign again. Myself again. Ah! And Sea Hero again. Alright. That looks good. Also, hello, Sea Hero. Welcome in, welcome in. Alright, we are going to collapse those so that it's easier to see everything. What is this one? Oh, that's... okay, that's the umbrella. I didn't even separate the one for myself and Prism. We'll figure that out later. Okay, that's all separated. I think we'll probably start with Mint, because she's sort of the most obviously around. What the? We good? That was weird. Alright, this needs to be... I don't know. It just went all jittery for a second there. Don't know why. I guess that would be in front, so... let's move this layer upward. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Alright. OBS preparing to go on strike. Seriously, I'm tired of that. It doesn't need to happen. We've been dealing enough with that. Alright. Let's try to get a little bit more detail for Mint here. And grab her reference. Alright. And I'm still gonna go really, really rough with this, because what I'm learning is that instead of trying to make, like, perfect line art the first time, it's best to just get the rough idea, and then lay everything out, make sure it looks good, and then you can keep refining after. And it just makes a lot more sense that way, in all honesty. So let's get her hair here. I'm just gonna go in really quickly, because what I want to do is sort of establish the whole shot, right? I'm learning how to improve this as we go. I feel like every time I do one of these really large pieces, I learn something new. And this is definitely no exception. You learn a lot by doing these giant pieces that you normally only see as, like, gacha promotion work. Most people do not, most people don't offer stuff like this. So I'm kind of glad that I can stand out a little, you know? My goal is that with this style change, we can be more efficient. Gonna get her hair in here roughly. Does she have a side? She does! She has tiny little... Okay, here's what we're gonna do. As I'm working on these, you can also, just so I'm not working blind for you guys, let me have the reference sheet next to the character as we're working, okay? And then you'll sort of see what I'm looking at, get a better sense of things. Alright. She does have two tiny little pigtails. I didn't even realize because they're so curly. Is that... okay. It's going a tiny bit up here. And around here. I've never noticed this detail. Then again, I don't think I've really paid too much attention to Mint's design before. It's a good design, though. It's not a typical color scheme that you see with VTubers, so she definitely stands out. People recognize her very, very quickly, which is good. Alright. A little bit of her hugger here. Let me see. Okay, if we are looking... just trying to think. I don't think we would see much of the top of her head. I think we're sort of seeing, like, a little bit downward, right? Let me make sure. Yeah. Her, well, I'll see how that looks. I might just keep it standard so it doesn't get too crazy. We got a little bows here. I'm gonna try, at the very least, to just try to add whatever the detail is, even if it's just sort of like an extra few brush strokes, just so I know that there's supposed to be something there as we go, right? Here's her little ghost hat thing. Sorry, I don't know the name of it. Not off the top of my head, anyway. I wonder how many people mistake that for a cat ear. I would imagine probably a lot. Especially considering she even has, like, a little cat mascot. Cat ghost mascot. Ramon, hello, hello! Welcome in, welcome in. And we've got the little... actual Maid Café piece here. So what if it is it? If not an ear, then it's like a... Vessa probably knows better than I do. It's like a it's like a hat that ghosts have in Japan. I forgot what it is. Yeah, Seahiro can explain it. For all the times that Daho pretends to be a ghost and doesn't know. We got this piece. Alright, this is a pose that is difficult to do. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get the general feeling. It's kind of funny, right? We have Mint, who's a ghost, and then we have Ollie, who's undead. And then it's like a cute little cafe scene. What do you mean I pretend to be a ghost? Look, Star, now she's pretending to be an amnesiac ghost. Oh my gosh. Alright. Make her waist is pretty small, honestly. Alright, let me add her eyes, because the little circle eyes are throwing me off. Alright. Wait, did I have her winking? I think I had her winking. I don't know. I thought it would be cute if she's winking. We'll see. See if it works. This is getting too distracting. I have to get rid of it. Let me see if I can get like a... It's a little off. Let me see if I can fix it. Make it a little... I've never been good at doing like the open anime mouth if it's not animal-like and still making it look good. I feel like it only works if it's animal. I can only get it right if it looks like an animal. Alright, there we go. And we got little highlights here. Heck yeah, cute Mint! Let's just move her head over a little bit, because I think I did not quite line up her neck. And that would be more of an Ollie thing, if anything. Alright. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Alright. I want to make sure that it looks like she's looking at us. So let's make sure that we can still get that. Why does this still look like she's looking the other way? There we go. Okay, I need to like really get rid of the white there. So that it looks like she is... I want it to look like she's kind of looking back at us as she's going about her deal. Let me see if she needs a little adjustment in the face here. Yep. Okay, better. It's called Tenkan. Serves as the deceased ascension to a higher spiritual state, acts as a protective barrier to ward off evil spirits and prevent the spirit from returning. Ah, okay. Got it, got it. Does she have pointy ears? I never even noticed that. She has pointy ears? Wait, look at this. There's a little pointy Alfie. Oh. Right. That's clever. If it's for the reason that I think it would be. I don't get it. I could be wrong, but it could be a PL thing. Oh my gosh, Starbaker. Oh my gosh. I don't know anything about this VTuber, to be honest. This one's not really secret, right? I think everyone sort of knows this one. Yeah, her PL is, Pomu. I'm pretty sure that one is not a secret. I normally do not talk PL-related stuff, but some of them are just, like, basically common knowledge at this point, right? Like, everyone knows Doki Bird, everyone knows Mint. When I say everyone, I mean, like, if you're following along with that kind of thing. I mean, if you are a Corpo fan. Actually, technically, Mint is the past life. I mean, okay, back and forth, technically, right? Too bad Gargura quit, huh? Well, I know you know that one. So you see, I'm, like, going over... I'm getting, like, each detail, but I'm not being super specific on, like, the individual piece. I'm just trying to make sure that it has all the parts it needs. That it's all laid out. Is that... Might need a little bit more here in the back. And it might go a little lower? It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe a little bit about there, I'd say. This is probably the kind of thing where, like, somebody else would know how to do this all in, like, someone else would know how to do this all in solid color and then just refine it from there. I'm not at that point yet, so I still have to add lines to everything, but, like, Arcanite knows what I mean. We saw, like, the person who could just do it all without drawing, like, any lines beforehand. And then just refine it from there. Maybe I'll get to that point someday, but... Alright, does she have a... It's like, it's smaller, but it shows more detail? What am I getting wrong here? Maybe it's higher? Maybe, oh, maybe the, maybe this is higher. Because there's still a little bit of this bow part here. And this probably drops just a little bit more. And then is this... Yeah. There's a little bit of lace here. And then we'll grab this piece and just sort of shift it upward. Since that's the angle we're at. A dude has super Fantasia. Honestly. I don't understand how you get to that level. I mean, I'd love to know, but... I have the opposite. I have aphantasia. I don't have pure aphantasia, but I have medium aphantasia, and it still makes everything annoying and hard to work with, hard to deal with. Gonna eat? Alright, no worries, Aratane. Have a good rest of your meal. I was gonna say day, but have a good food. Is this? Okay. Ah! Alright. Trying to get the hands right in this pose is gonna be a little bit tricky. This is why we're laying everything out. At least in a very rough stage, so we know which direction we're going in. At some point I'll be like the Diggenbracker artist and be able to do like giant paintings in a day. A person's unreal. Oh, does this go around entirely? Oh, okay, it scoops up, okay. I know it's a different thing, but the word with Fantasia made me curious about something else. Did you used to check out pics of Fantasia stuff too? Don't know if it still happens. I did not. I've heard of it. I'm actually not as... I probably should... Like, for some reason, I never, like, got into Pixiv, even though I probably should have. I think Pixiv just got really overwhelming. It's like, everything you see is better than the work you typically see, and I think it just got way overwhelming for me. When everything you look at is, like, God tier. The Mount Everest of Starlight. I tried having the Pixiv account a few times. I never could really get into it, and they kept wanting me to pay for premium just to see, like, the best work without restriction, and it was starting to, like, really irritate me. Because I'd see amazing pieces, and then I would try to click on them, and then it would be like, oh no, we want you to pay premium, and I'm like, eh. So I just sort of never got into it as much. Alright, she's got a lot of detail in this dress. Let me figure out where the midpoint is for her top piece here. And then there's frill. I'll just do it in, like, little lines here until I kind of know what I'm doing with it. I can't make this as frilly as it should look. I used to have a Pixiv account just to check cool art for inspiration when I worked on website design. Ooh, that's interesting. Wait, was there a lot of people posting website design there? What is it doing? Alright, it's going up into a bow, I think. I get inspiration from character pieces. Oh, okay. Just comparing yourself to the heavyweights of the industry and talking yourself down. No, I'm not trying to... I don't know. I probably should have been on Pixiv more. I don't know why I was, like, not into it as much for some reason. Your art has a similar pleasant / cool vibe to what I see there, is why I mentioned, but understood. Oh, well, thank you, I appreciate that. Guess what we're setting up on Wednesday? Wednesday. I don't stream Wednesday. A Pixiv? Okay. I don't... Okay, isn't Pixiv, like, kind of more meant for, like... I don't know, is it? I know DeviantArt... Okay, I'm so confused now, because I thought DeviantArt was kind of dead, and it apparently isn't, at least not when it comes to adoptables. I know Pixiv is more active than DeviantArt, but I kind of thought that that was more of like a regional thing. Like, you can't get as far if you're not living in Asia. So I don't know, like, what people get from Pixiv these days. Wish the Pixiv app didn't add pop-up advertisements. I haven't used it since. It's not even the pop-up advertisements that get me, it's the we know who our best artists are and we won't let you see them. That I think is ridiculous. We know who our best artists on our platform are and you're not allowed to look at them. Like, can someone explain that one to me, please? Most of the user base is Japanese, but I know plenty of Anglophone artists. Okay, fair enough. Let's add a little ghosty, broachy thing here. I'm so confused with what social media is nowadays, you know? Like, I don't know how people succeed on Instagram, I don't know how people succeed on Twitter, I don't know how people deal on Pixiv or DeviantArt. Like, it's all such, it's so weird now, it's such a weird mystery to me. You probably click the top rated pictures, it won't let you go there directly if you aren't premium, but you could still find those pieces. How would you find those pieces? But yeah, I mean, why can't you just look at the top-rated pieces? That's insane that that's behind a paywall? That's ridiculous to me. Yeah, but like, why? Why is that a paywall thing? Why would you paywall that? That's just, I don't know, I find that kind of nasty. Social media is a trap, but art platforms can be a vibe if you don't overthink it, because platform owners be like that. I've been on all the platforms, I don't know what I'm doing. The pieces aren't behind the paywall, it's just the shortcut to get there are. It's a stupid system. Don't get me wrong, I agree, but profiles themselves are not paywalled. Oh no, I know the profiles themselves are not, but... Okay, you know what it reminds me of? What if daily deviations were paywalled? What if no one was allowed to, like, look at the daily deviations that used to be a thing on DeviantArt? Every day it would be, like, the best pieces from the website chosen by people who worked there. Like, what if they paywalled daily deviations? I don't know if anyone uses DeviantArt to know what I even mean by that. It was like every day you'd see like the best art from that group. And it was always people's goal to try to get on there. Unfortunately now it's absolute, like, it's trash now. You can get a daily deviation with AI art. It's terrible. It used to mean something. It used to mean that you were, like, very, very prestigious. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Is this ruffle just slightly bigger? What? Alright then. Is this still the front, or did I... Yeah, it's a little skewed. It used to be in DeviantArt, the creators are so free to customize a lot of stuff, but I liked it back then. Yeah. It's so different now. Hang on a sec, I'm trying to think of where this needs to be now. This is a little bit off. It needs to be, like, over here, I think. Let's change this. See, this is why we work really rough. We need to make changes and such. This pocket actually probably wouldn't show now I'm thinking about it. Maybe maybe a little bit of it in the back, but the rest probably wouldn't show. And then this can show a little bit more, I think. How many are there? Oh! It's not even- oh my gosh, I'm so foolish. It's not even, I thought that these were, like, separations. It's not. It's just the dress itself. DA was a good place in a time past, especially for desktop customization. Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone misses the old DeviantArt for sure. Okay, so are these just dress splits? These are just splits in the dress. Okay. If they're just splits in the dress, then... How did these parts... They're definitely uneven. I can tell they're uneven. But that is kind of confusing. Alright, I think that's a little more accurate. Maybe I'll shift this around a little. Move it upward. Skew it so it has more weight and volume. Yeah, that makes it look less flat, right? I want it to feel round. It's very puffy. Very puffy design, so. How did I have it in the sketch here? It felt a lot more, Oh, that's frustrating. I really wanted to- wait a minute, do I have her facing the wrong way too? Oh my gosh, is she facing the wrong way? No, I had a sketch here. I had a sketch here. The sketch was doing this, right? The sketch was doing this. Something like that. Alright. This is really puffy. I designed the sketch thinking that this could flow more. And it can't. This is a very stiff dress. This is a very stiff fabric. It can't flow. Darn it. I really wanted to make it flow. How can I add, like, maybe, like, if I curve it upward a little? Would that work? I want to give it a little more, what do you call it? Movement. I want to give it a little more movement. And I don't know if this type of fabric doesn't work for that kind of movement. Ah. Guys, what would you call this kind of dress? If anybody knows, and if no one knows, that's okay, because I don't either. Is it like a tutu dress, maybe? Because the thing is, I want to see if I can, if there's pictures of it being more floaty. Maybe not. Maybe not, but let me see here. Maybe it's a tutu dress? Let me see. Not a tutu dress, no. This is nowhere close. Well, okay, it kind of has the same shape. It's a very stiff fabric. I sketched it to have more movement. It's okay. It's okay. What I can do... What I can do instead... Maybe we'll try this. See if it works if I tilt it a little. I'm just trying. It might not work, but I'm just seeing if it works. Maybe. It's actually not bad. Let me see here. This is too stiff because it's creating a straight line. You see that? So the best way to unstiffen that is to create a curved line. So this is actually not bad. This I think I could work with. Instead of just having the character all like 100% like a stick, I just want to have a little bit more curvature to her body. I think this actually could work. Still looks cute. Still looks cute, still works with the form of the fabric, I think. And then I wonder if... Can I do anything here? Maybe a little bit, if I play with it a little bit here. And then if I add a little bit of shadow, like a little difference, that could still probably work. What do you guys think? If this has a little bit of... Just don't want it to feel flat, that's all. And there's a little lace here. Maybe you don't want to do it too much. Let me see. But yeah, she has a little bit more movement this way. Maybe I'll just grab it and tilt it a little bit. I don't want it to feel like too broken, but just enough. Just enough that there's a little bit more going on, right? Let me crop a little bit out of here. I think when that gets painted, it'll look good. It'll have some more movement to it. And if it doesn't work, then it's very easy to turn back. Hello, Forelli. Welcome in, welcome in. First time in a while I've been able to pop in on a Monday. Well, we're happy to have you here. Might also just grab this real quick and shift it downward. Now this one kind of has to be outward. I mean, that is the silhouette of it. Alright, did I go too far on the shape? Might have gone too far on the shape. It probably can't fold that much, because it's a very stiff fabric from what I'm seeing. So it just needs a little bit, just to indicate that it's a little, doing a little bit more. And then, if her bust is here, torso's here, and she'd be doing maybe something like that. That would make her feel off balance. How did I have the... something like this? Might have to figure out how that's gonna look later. This is a really... oh my gosh, this thing's really short, isn't it? This is really short. I'm looking at it now, I'm like, wait, more of her leg is supposed to show. This is short. Alright. Probably needs to be moved a little bit. Alright. Move that one more time again. I don't want it to, it's a little too long now, so I just sort of have to bring it back in a little. Is it me, or is this, like, really short? Because of her... yeah. It definitely ends up creating a different, a very different silhouette. Star, now bear with me. What if I was pushing Ollie down the stairs? Vessa, there's no staircase. It's flat. But what if there was a staircase? There's no room for a staircase. It's a one-story building. One floor. It's on the ground. Down the stairs to the cellar. It has to be visible. How mad would you be if I talked the client into adding a staircase and me pushing Ollie down it? You can try. Client's right here. Go ahead and attempt that. That didn't answer the question? How mad would I be? I don't know. Depends on how much extra work I have to do. Oh, I was curious to see if you were gonna try. Let's see here. Her head needs to be smaller now. Before it was... Oh my gosh. Alright. Proportions are hard, guys. Proportions are hard. Because I keep changing her proportion based on what I'm seeing. Her waist is tiny. Really tiny. But that's better. All right. I think this gets pushed out a little bit more. Never wear a dress this short. Alright, how do I... What would be a good pose for this? Get like a... Maybe something like this? I don't really know. I have references where if you have a different fabric, it does look like it could move more, but this particular fabric doesn't. Because A, I'm too scared to try at the risk of your artist wrath, and B, I think the composition is really good as is. Okay. What's happening? What? The heck? Star, I don't know either, I'm scared. What are you talking about? Rimworld shenanigans. Ah, okay. You should be. Jeez. Getting a little threatening here. This is so strange to me because based on all these other illustrations that I'm seeing for Maid designs, Mint's outfit is like not a standard Maid design. This is throwing me. This is seriously throwing me. This is not a Maid outfit. This is so weird. I just have to work with it, but it's a little strange. It's not a standard Maid outfit. I'm wondering, like, why the, I'm wondering, like, why the fabric feels so strange. It doesn't match, like, any of my references here. How do you feel about being a cybernetic ninja fox that destroyed 50 people in a single battle with a sword? Jeez. RimWorld is crazy. You guys are crazy. Alright, is that natural or does that feel unnatural? Can't even tell anymore. I'll probably make her a little bit bigger so the legs are covered a little more, so that it more closely resembles my initial sketch. Even in RimWorld just yesterday, I'm already down. Stars broken the limits of some mods, which is concerning? What? Excuse me? Broken the limits of some mods. Okay, then. Amazing. Creators will think twice coming here again. Oh my gosh. Told you guys, you didn't have to worry about the raiders. This does not feel right. It doesn't... Maybe less of a curve. Alright, the other leg is very wrong. Is that the issue? Yeah, the other leg is wrong. That doesn't look good either. How do I make this look good? Oh, maybe it needs to be further apart? Closer? Further? Maybe further? Maybe further. Possibly further. Anatomy is the bane of my existence. Star's an example of what happens when you stack a lot of percentage-based buffs. The legendary cheese is secure. Ugh. Completely tuckered out? Alright, no worries. Please don't riot while I'm sleeping. Can't. There's no Twitch here. Maybe this whole thing needs to be shifted over slightly. No, I guess it's fine where it is. I'm just trying a little bit here. A little bit, just a little bit. This will be, again, about here, and about here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going for, more or less. So hard to tell. And I think oh. I think I'm just gonna have to zoom in or something, because it doesn't quite feel right. The knee needs to be lower according to this design draft. Reference sheet. Ride and Star will materialize behind you. Seconds later, Daw will turn you into a leather chair. Ride at your own risk. Star and I have a bigger burden? My child is under your protection? What do you mean? Where are you in all this? Congrats on being a godmother. I think from what I'm hearing, it sounds like I don't really have the luxury of like not always being on guard. Man, Pigeon Toe looks really cute until you actually try to draw it in a pose. Alright. Let's just focus on the arm here, I guess. Wait, what if I did the opposite? What if I had her like, what if I did this? Would that look better? It's less, dynamic, but it might look a little bit more natural. Nice pose? It's so difficult. Because it doesn't really match what I had intended here, right? It doesn't really, like, fit where I was going previously. So now I'm just trying to, like, adjust it and make it work. It doesn't feel like it has enough going on. I always try to be crazy with the dynamic poses, and I feel like I can't do it here? And it's like bothering me how it doesn't want to flow. I always like trying to push the poses, at least. I feel like I can't really do it right now. Maybe sketch again? I'm trying. What would it look like if I just made her larger and then moved her around? The problem is this dress. It gets rid of all the nice flow that I had. Maybe we'll do something like that. That at least fits better. Alright, there's no way it would look better if I shifted the body, right? I don't think so, but my curiosity is getting the better of me, so. Yeah. It's kind of like it's a stiff dress, likely there's a cage underneath. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So this would be contrapposto in terms of which way she's facing. I don't want her facing the other way, because then she's facing away from the canvas, which isn't good. But... It's not terrible, honestly. The twist of the head could be interesting. That might make it look a little more. I just have to switch the legs. Well, you know. Okay, wait. I might have it. I might finally have it. Possibly. See what you guys think. If I do something like this... That might actually look good. I just have to move where the ghost is, of course. But... That doesn't look bad. What do we think about that? Does that feel more dynamic? Because now we have her chest here, her legs going down here, and her head is turned. Might actually be might be a good idea. Might be a good idea. Because before it looked like she was just sort of this is the before. Hang on. This is the before. So she's sort of facing the same way. But if I do it like this, I think that looks more dynamic. What do you guys think? And because of the way her body is faced, it does kind of look like she's looking back at us more, I think. This might be the one. This might be the good solution. As long as it doesn't look like she's breaking her neck. Might be doing it a little too much, but... The leg on the right looks too low. Leg on the right looks too low. On here? She's a ghost, so I don't think she can break her neck. She could probably remove it and be just fine. Fair enough. Still want to make sure it's accurate, at least. Let me just move this up a little. Because we sort of shifted a lot, so... And I just have to make sure the ghost is on the right side now. Blah! The leg on the right looks too low. Oh, this one. This one? Yeah, this probably needs to be shifted now, right? I see what you're saying. It needs more, perspective, right? Let's try that. If I- wait. I'm getting my left and right confused again. No, I see what you're saying. To be fair, I just flipped the piece, so... The problem is, it feels like... Ugh. The problem is, this is a really awkward place to have her legs cut, so I probably just need to make her a little smaller. Dynamic pose always mess with perspective. Yeah. I probably just need to make her a little bit smaller so that the legs, have a little more breathing room in the accessories department. Because otherwise, cutting that off is gonna look really awkward. Because her knee is lower, but... yeah. You have to be really careful where you crop a piece, because if you crop it, like, here, it's not gonna feel entirely correct. But if you crop it too low, like at the knee, it's gonna feel very awkward. And then because she has this accessory, I can't crop it where I normally would. So I kind of have to do this awkward crop. Unless I was to crop it further. You can sometimes do that. But having it right on the edge is, you know, again, like I said, a little off. I think I'll have it, let me see. How is her scale compared to everybody else? I mean, this is ideally the scale I wanted. But I think it's too low to the ground. I did it, like, here, maybe? I guess it's... I'm trying to figure out which was less of an awkward cut. Probably this, right? Also making sure that I didn't, that I'm not leaning over too much and losing it. Remember I told you guys that my perspective of things can be really distorted if I'm not careful. I wonder if I could make it work if I make her taller? Like... if I did that, does that work? No, not really. Kind of an all or nothing. Because if those are... it's like right above her knees. Where is it here? Ah! Such an awkward pose. Such an awkward... You know what I might do? Because I think I'm also looking at it at an awkward angle. I might just grab the whole thing here. Squish it a little bit. Because it's more accurate anyways. Alright. Grab these. Push them upward. And then I might at least be able to get my size here. And I think and I'll probably have to make her head smaller again. Sorry, I know this is probably annoying. I'm just trying to make sure I have it right. Because she looks like she's standing on something, and she's too tall here. Alright. Let me try that. I love how it barely makes any difference. Oh my gosh. How does that end up happening? How does that not end up making any difference? I feel so stupid. Alright. Understandable frustration. I'm sorry that I'm, like, trying to do this on stream right now. It's like... I'm trying to not take this much time, but... Alright, it's not that. I know I don't like that. It feels like she's too high off the ground for the pose, you know? I'm just trying to go back and forth, like, quickly, just to try to see if I can get a sense of what it is. Like... Does this feel like she's too high off the ground, or am I going crazy? Compared to this? She's standing closer, but has to look smaller than Crony. Yeah, that's where I'm dying. Because she looks too large here, right? So I'm trying to, like... This still makes her look like she's as tall as Crony. And it has to be closer, right? Does it have to be even closer than that? What if it... I don't want to crop it here, because then you just... Then that's just an awkward dress crop, and we always hate that. So... Make you guys smaller? I can do that. I mean, we still have a little bit of room to play with. The thing is, like, Mint's garter belt is creating a lot of problems. Because you don't want to cut off the design, you know? I mean, it's still a 4K piece. It's still gonna show plenty of detail here. So, alright, let's see. If we grab the chair, Crony, the umbrella, and you... Let's try that. Time to call it Ghostbuster. Alright, what if we did that? Does that make it better? We do still have a lot of room to play with here. And by not making everything so condensed, it also allows a little bit more breathing room in the middle too. So that... I think that works, right? Yeah, that has a little bit more visual separation. Alright, let's save this. Mint, why are you so difficult? Alright. We'll try... Hey, I'm glad that we figured out the twist of the contrapposto, right? Contrapposto's always good. Mint can look bigger on the piece, still gives the perspective and feel that she's smaller than Crony. That's difficult. Yeah, yeah. I think by making Crony and Zero further away, though, I do think that helped, because... Yeah. The thing is, you don't want Mint to feel like a giant. Which is why even the scale of the food is helpful too, I think. Let me just see if I... We should have her showing off food like this. Yeah, I know, Mint's really small, but it's hard to communicate it. Let's see. I might move her over just a tad. If I can give her overlap with Crony, it will help, I think. Don't know if I can, though. She's already juggling too many plates. Ha! That's better. I also have to remember she actually has really long sleeves. Because nothing's easy, right? Nothing's easy. RimWorld could get even wilder just to mentally prepare yourself. What do you mean it could get wilder? How does it get more wild than what I've already been hearing? Mint, why do you have long, puffy sleeves? You're gonna get it in the food. Also, where does it even bend? Dang it. Alright, I need to look up, like, fan art of Mint, because this is driving me insane. Alright, she can hold her arms up, so that helps a little. How are you holding the food? How? Guys... Are we really going to trust a ghost who poses like this to be able to hold all these trays? How are you going to hold these trays? How are you going to hold these trays? Just slip. That's gonna slip. You're not gonna be able to do this. Alright, I'm dying to know if there's, like, anybody who's actually, like, drawn her in this outfit while holding food. The heck? It's not helpful. I'm laughing. Has no one actually drawn her holding Maid Café food? It just sort of sticks. Nope, that's a different outfit. The heck? Hello, Charming Falcon! Welcome in, welcome in! How are you doing today? Junior's listening in currently. Nothing letting him see screens this early, though. Noting letting him see screens this early, though. Fair enough. Oh gosh, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Falcon. I hope everything is all good. No, I know that's her old model. I'm just trying to figure out how she's, I'm just using that as an example because it's the same outfit. Kind of. I guess it's just an open sleeve. And different artists have different interpretations of it with an open sleeve. But there's like no, there's no pictures of her holding food. Or, like, I think I found one, and that's it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, she just has the sleeves. Okay. That's a really good picture, but I still feel like that's gonna slip. Alright. So some very talented artist has this version. And it really is just her sleeve. Okay. I guess we'll do that. Should have made her the clumsy maid instead of Crony. Oh, alright then. Dulcet tones of Star will gently put Junior to sleep, guaranteed. Oh, this piece looks like a lot. It is. Falcon, it's a sea hero piece. The sea hero pieces are always big. Alright. We're just gonna see how this goes, I guess. I still don't think this works. Oh. It's funny. It's funny at least. It's definitely funny. It's like horse anatomy. Maybe I'll have like some color difference here so you can kind of see like the impression of where a hand would be. This is wild. This is very wild to me. Would it be the other way? Like... Hmm. Alright, there we go. That's why I was not feeling right. It is the year of the Uma. You're just being on brand. There you go. But you know what I mean? Because like when you're trying to draw a horse and it's like their whole hoof is their toe and like, confuses you because it goes in all these different directions. No, I'm not the horse. Also, hello, Seko. Welcome in. How long are the sleeves supposed to be? How floppy are... This is so confusing. Okay, wait. Is this... Oh. Is this gonna be wrong if that's the old model? The newer one has... The newer one does not have floppy sleeves. The newer ones, you can see your hands. Ah, yes, the Star Horse. The Storse. That's the old design, isn't it? Huh. What song is this? It's, instrumental for Solo on Adele, I think. That's what it says, anyway. Alright. I'm just gonna do it this way. I want our left hand using the sleeve while the right is using her hand to carry the tray. Wait, what? I want her left hand using the sleeve while the right hand is using her hand to carry the tray. Oh, so you want... Are you okay if that's, like, a little different than the outfit? Because I'm looking now, and the actual outfit is supposed to be, shorter. And I guess the picture I had before was when it was longer. I guess she cut her sleeves? Yeah, I'm trying to be accurate. I'm trying to stay accurate. So like you said, I think the other one was the original outfit. And then this is like, this updated outfit allows her to use her hands more. It's such a heartwarming AK event. You'll love it, probably. I look forward to it. I'm sure it's probably a long ways away, but I still look forward to it. Alright. Make it like a little bit longer. About the previous one. Oh, hang on. Does it say where I'm at or no? The previous one was Lingering Echoes lobby theme. If this didn't shuffle. I don't know if it's shuffled or not. Let me see if it's shuffling. If the next one is Code of Brawl, then it's not shuffling. Let me see. It is shuffling. Okay. Let me see, real quick. Okay. The previous one was Adele. AVG Memory. That's what it's titled anyway. Maybe, I don't know if it's, I think I sometimes read it as average. Keep in mind, a lot of the titles mean a lot more to you guys than it does to me at the moment. In its current state. Oh, this looks a lot more stable too now. That's good. I'm glad. Glad it looks a lot more stable. I'm gonna make the hand look better, but I just need to know that there is a hand. Oh, it's gonna cover Prism. I'll have to shift that around a little. Maybe have her a little closer, since I do need her overlapping with Crony anyway, to create more of that sense of scale. And she has to have her ribbons that are going through here too, so that's probably fine. Let's see here. This is why we have it all in separate layers, so that we can move things around as we need to. Prism's not really part of the piece. I kind of just included her as my own Easter egg. So if she doesn't fit, it's okay. It wasn't requested by the client or anything. Let's see if we can get this working. And then where is it split? Because her actual... Okay. Here, there's more fabric, and then it has more lace here. So much lace, so much fabric. You guys can kind of see why these are, like, some of my most intensive commission offerings. Make sure this is still right. There's gonna be lace here as well. There we go. Yeah, this is intense, alright. It's a little easier once you get down the focus characters, because once the focus characters are figured out, then the rest are kind of like... They're not as detailed, they're just sort of more filling in the piece. So it gets a little bit easier. Like once we get like Sea Hero and Cronian, then like the background is easier. But yeah, this is definitely... Why is this not... Oh, did this not extend further? There we go. I have that piece so that I can tell where things are. Makes it a little easier to see. The focus is steak, the others are hamburgers. There you go. I'm actually trying to learn how to not make the hamburgers into a steak. Because it actually makes the piece look more fluid when not everything is at the same level of detail. That is something that is really, really hard for a lot of artists to learn, myself included. If you make every part detailed, then the focal points lose their intensity. So making the other pieces less detailed is actually a really important thing to do. Believe it or not. I was talking to somebody who is really good at teaching that kind of thing. And in all honesty, this is gonna sound crazy. You may or may not agree. It could have been a really large reason that the Atto piece did not place higher. because I was trying to tell too many stories at once, and giving every area its own level of detail. And I might have ended up making it too complex, believe it or not. So learning where to keep the complexity and where it is actually going to be a detriment is really, really important. I'm still really proud of that piece, don't get me wrong. I think that piece taught me a lot. But it's kind of something that you have to learn in a wild way. So by making the background characters less detailed, it's actually more in service to the piece. Although I cannot figure out how large this train needs to be. Detail is one way of designating focal points, not the only one. Definitely one of the most efficient ones since you achieve more by doing less. Yeah, no, I understand that. I mean, I get that there's, like, you know, composition and, perspective. Like, I understand that there's different ways of creating, visual density. But I happen to know that the way that I did the Atto piece was just not quite where it needed to be in terms of telling too much at once. And like I said, it's okay, because I learned a lot from it. This tray is bothering me. I can't get the tray to look right. Alright. Something like that where her hand is a little bit more covered, I think is good. Alright. Make sure that's okay. Might make this a little bit larger. Take it down a little. And I think the bow fell down a little as we were moving the head around. Make that a little higher, which will allow us to make this higher as well. She is a little bit more busty. There we go. That's better. Doesn't feel as squished. Definitely also had a piece like that. Large-scale digital piece of a boarding action with so many different characters. Spent full 2 months on it. Ended up not liking the end result. For much the same reason, but there too, learned a lot doing it. Yeah, you learn a lot from doing this kind of stuff for sure. And I think that if I can learn this kind of thing when working on this piece, it's in service to the betterment of the piece as a whole. Alright. I don't want to get too crazy when I start refining like little bits of detail here and there, because if I do that, it will start becoming too stiff when I go to start rendering it, so I need to remind myself to keep it loose as I'm working. Right? If I keep trying to go over the same lines a million times, it will lose its freshness. I don't want to do that, so enough to get the idea down, but not enough to lose its breath of fresh air. Alright. Oh yeah, what was the drink I needed here? Drink, food, what was it? An ice cream or a parfait that looks like Minato Aqua. Alright. I'm guessing that should be the main one, visibly. Wait. Ice cream or parfait? Let me look up a parfait piece real quick. Okay. Parfait glass, that's what I need. Perfect. Mint, please do not drop this one. Should we have some other foods next to it? I feel like I don't want to just have the one glass. What could go with it? Probably like a cake or something, right? Don't need to make it that big, but, you know, like, enough. A glass that looks like it would belong to Minato Aqua. Okay. So, I'm guessing a little decoration of an anchor? Minato Aqua is a sailor-looking VTuber who graduated Hololive. A Doki Bird cupcake? That works. That is so, like, visually easy. Because you just give it, like, the little horns here. And then you just give it, like, a little dew. Doki Bird, hire me as your baker. Hire me for parties, Doki Bird. I'll design you some dragoon cupcakes. I mean, you did get a shout out in her art contest? Yeah, but she went over every entry. I'm pretty sure she was, like... I think she went through and was, like, being nice and reviewing every single entry. Which was nice of her to do. I think she had to go through, like, 600 or something crazy. It's a little bigger so it stands out. You had a small day with a Minato Aqua cosplayer. Let me grab her design real quick. Okay, this isn't hard. We'll just give it... Oh, okay, here's what we're gonna do. This is clever. We're gonna give it a blue napkin. We're gonna give it like a navy blue napkin. Because her accessories were navy blue. So we'll do a navy blue napkin. When this is colored, it'll be more obvious. And then... I think it probably needs an anchor. I think it needs like a cookie of an anchor. I really, really love designing themed desserts of people's designs. I would do this so much more often if I could. Let me design your dessert. She also has the Maid hat. Is there a way to make that work? Probably not. Make the fancy little glass. I don't know why people even bother putting parfaits in boring glasses. They always belong in these fancy glasses with the flower design. You know how some artists have those, I'll design you as a drink commission? You could totally do, I'll make you a dessert pastry based on your design. I definitely could. I think I tried offering that once, actually. I did. I had, like, yeah, custom food, custom desserts and things, and... I did not... Let me think. I've gotten a few custom asset commissions, and... I don't think any of them were food. I don't think I ever got to do food. Which is sad, because that's what I really like doing. I did offer it, but I don't think I ever got it. I'm trying to, did I ever get to do one piece of food? I'm trying to think now. I did a table. I did a hat. What else have I done? I don't think I ever got to do food. And I had so much example of food, too. I had more examples for food than anything else. I don't think I ever got to do food. I can't bake for the life of me, so this is me living my cafe dreams through art. Do you sell it as being based on character design or just custom food? I sold it as custom food, but I've seen other people do it based on character design too, and they didn't really get many takers either, so. I also have some sail ship wafers lined up, like the cutting and flying jib, which are the triangle sails on the front of the ship. So like, trying to think of how I would do that. Like, This is why I need that grayscale behind everything. Because otherwise I can't tell what I'm doing. Alright, let me just do this for the food. Oh, let me maybe try doing ice cream. By Stargazer standards, a table and a hat are food! Good one. Good one. Very fair. Alright, let's have 2 things of ice cream here. We'll do, of course, like some swirly bit. Maybe we could make the... I guess it should just be part of the bow, right? I don't really know how that would happen, but like... something that sticks out like that in bow form. I guess it would just be like edible sugar or something. A little sugar decoration, because we just did a cookie for the anchor. So it's fine. No one needs to exactly know every ingredient for it. Let's see if that works. It feels a little bit out of proportion. Let me just make it a little smaller. So it's not so overwhelming. Okay, let's quickly see what that would look like. So we got our glass here, which is basically just a white here. We've got one color, two color. Actually, no, this is smarter. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna switch the order because she has a part in her. Here, let me do this. You guys can see what I'm doing again. Do you see how she has those little streaks in her hair? So we're gonna change the order of the ice cream. We're gonna have it, we're gonna have this one at the bottom so that this one is like flowing over and it's creating the hair streaks kind of. See that? If it's lower, then it can pick that up, and now we got hair streaks. Yeah. And this part's fine. We don't really need to know what it looks like. Then we'll get like a cookie piece. And then we'll make this easier to see if it didn't feel like there was enough pink in it. Make this more like a cookie color. And that'll do with like a frosting effect. And then we'll grab this color again, and then make the napkin blue. That feels like it, right? For Newbie's birthday, we could do a Bakadoodle sketch of everyone sitting around a picnic with party hats on, and there's a chair with candles sticking out of it that he's looking at hungrily. Oh my gosh. Whipped cream to look like a headpiece, perhaps? That could work. I'm trying to think if I have any room for it. Wait, did I just do that on one layer? No, okay, where is this? There we go. Does that get a little too busy? I'm wondering if that's a little too busy. I feel like it might, ironically, be a little too busy. Let me see what else. Might be too much. Might just stick with the ice cream pieces. So we already have so many different things sticking out of it. I think this is the first C+ piece New Gen Stargazers have seen you do. They're in for a treat to see how little tricks and Easter eggs you put into these. So many Easter eggs. Oh my gosh, so many Easter eggs. So many little things. Do something like this. Hang on. Should that be brown, or is there a better color for that? Yeah, no, her other color is blue, so we'll take the blue. Yeah, that's the Doki Bird color. There we go. And they even have like a little tuft on their hair, so it works perfectly. Alright. That's a good color test, right? make sure things look and work well. Can't wait to watch a Lucinari iceberg explained. And then this would just be like, you know, your typical silver tray. Doki blue? Yeah, she has a lot of blue in her design. Her hat's blue. Her dress is blue. Well, it depends if you're thinking of her older design or the sharpshooter, or the newer design. But I think she still uses blue a lot in her brand. Even in the sharpshooter design. It's still blue. It's like more of a teal, I guess. But she's still using blue as what do you call it? Accents. Could make it teal, make it stand out a little more. The teal of her newer design is like a dark teal. Does that fit better? Maybe a very, very dark gray undershirt? Huh? What do you mean? What are you referring to? The new design has a dark turquoise undershirt, and the old design has white with blue and black. I'm not sure what else you're referring to. Anyway. Oh, I have to make sure that I do not forget the, I have to make sure I don't forget the little extra pieces, the ribbons behind her. Which, now because everything's facing this way, the ribbons are gonna come from this side, which is, different from how I sketched it. Yep, a little bit more of a bust. She also has frills here. On this portion. Make sure this isn't getting too flat. Because I have to keep adjusting every time I fix this. It goes through so much iteration. There we go. This all has so much trim and lace everywhere. I've no idea what the top of what I don't know what's here. Probably a drink and a cake or something. Or, like, just orange juice. I don't know, something basic so it doesn't just distract us. Something basic, probably. So that the other ones take way more precedent, visually. Maybe like something with a straw, I don't know. Maybe a cake? Cake might be nice. Yeah, something like that. You can always make it look better later. You're trying to get the concept down. What was I saying? I needed the bow. The bow in the back. The bow in the back is at her waist, so about here is about right. And it looks like she has 2 sheer layers over it. So, okay, let's do one here. So we can kind of see what's happening. That one's larger. Okay, never mind. I guess it's here. Why are these all lining up perfectly? They shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't line up this much. It doesn't allow... Ugh. Don't line up. That makes it less good looking. You don't want everything to line up. It can make things look really awkward. The length here is lining up with the other piece. See, it's creating this invisible curvature. You want to break that up a bit more, normally. At least I think so. And then this piece is going to go outward, flare out a little bit more. Please don't create composition problems. Probably have to just make that really sheer and abstract. Just so it doesn't detract from too much, I think. This is going upward, so maybe I'll add a little bit of lace here just to break that up. Doesn't feel super tied down. And then is this meant to look like chocolate? It has little lines that kind of resemble a chocolate bar. Oh, right. That would help. You guys actually can see what I'm talking about. I need to try being more inventive with stuff instead of being, like, way too married to the reference, you know? It's hard to not be super married to the reference, but you want to also be able to create a little bit of your own flair. And then also, I think another thing that helps is, like, after I've done all this detail, I'm probably going to erase a huge amount of it so that it's much easier to paint over. Which is going to seem like deleting a lot of stuff we spent time on. But it's just sort of like cleaning up the edges without being super precise. And just making it rough enough so that you know where you're trying to take something. And then it gets less muddy and feels a little bit more free flow. You know, a little less restrictive. Because her body's turned, I'm trying to make the bow piece a little more turned as well. So I want it peeking more out here on this side and less on this side, but still something. Because it is a large bow. And then we'll just add this part here, real quick. I'm not going to be super precise with this because it's going to get painted over a lot anyway. There we go. It's like, it'll end like around here. This will end around here. That's about where it would be. Let me make the chocolate piece a little bit further. So it is flared out enough. And it's matching the reference enough. Okay. Let's get rid of this sketch here so that we can see her all nice and pretty. The sketch is very different from the lines now. I'm trying to think if we have anything that needs to be adjusted. Maybe bring this up a little bit more. Because it is very puffy. Want to not feel very flat. Bring these outward a little bit more. Really pushing that silhouette and form, I think. Get a little bit of extra puff. Let's see. Hard to not make it look super flat. I know I was worried about the flat thing earlier, but that works. Dum Drum Dahir Behi. I returned from the Monster Rancher world. Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX on sale. and I return to the Stargazers a different person. The MR world has changed me for better or for worse. Are you under a different name, or? Stargazers gained so many random game variety lately. I know, right? Having a hard time keeping up. Okay, I think I need to just keep telling myself, that it will be better once there's shading, because I keep trying to force this into being something it doesn't want to be. Warhammer? Did not paint you as a Warhammer person. Vessa's the bouncer. Vessa needs to know the authority of all the Stargazers. Unless you want to end up like Ollie. Even in RimWorld, they made me a right-hand man with OP powers. Amazing. Alright, we're keeping that for a little bit of the extra push. And how does this look? Yeah, okay. Better. And then we'll leave that. Alright. I'm trying to not be, like, super overly picky with the dress, but it's such an odd shape to work with that it's hard to not be. I think it'll look nice once we have shading on it, but for now it's just kind of behaving awkward. I think I'll feel better once there's shading. Alright. This should now be more pronounced, I think. And somehow this one ended up too high. Probably as we were shifting around everything. And let's make her face. There we go. think she looks cute. She took a really long time and she bothered us a lot, but she looks cute. She did not want to give us an easy time, that's for sure. But she is a very visually important part of the piece, so. We had to take some time to get her right. Alright. Mint ref needs to disappear for a minute. Save this. Alright. I want to reward myself with an easy one. Turned out really cute? Thank you! Thank you. I'm glad you think so. Alright. We have a caterpillar on the topiary. Sometimes you just need to, like, you need to do something really, really difficult, and then you need to do, like, a really easy one to just feel like you got more accomplished. Do the cute bat behind Mint at the table? A cute bat? Who are you calling a bat? Oh my gosh. I feel like Taka would be insulted. I do admit I thought it was a bat at first until earlier you said it was you. Very different wing structure, my friend. I still find it crazy that this caterpillar has a stargazer gem, but no tassels. Don't know how to feel about that one. I know you're too dumb to get mad at. Oh my gosh. You know what else I miss doing? I used to get a lot of work for mascot design. I haven't gotten any requests for mascot design. I mean, to be fair, at this point, I'm locked down. I haven't opened enough slots for it because I kind of closed all the slots at the moment. But I like doing mascot design. So I'm looking at this reference sheet and I'm like, I could have done that! Someday I'd like to commission you for mascot? Heck yeah! You know I'd be up for it. You know I'd love to do that. That's the other thing. I'm looking at this reference sheet and it's like, this is also rough. This is also rough, and I think this was made by Yoklesh, who's like really, really prestigious in the VTubing space. And if she can work rough, then I can too. Haven't got any mascots since I closed the mascot design commission. Ah yes, the floor is made of floor. I'm just saying I miss doing it, that's all. I'm not saying that I have the ability to open for it, because I had to close commissions because I was, I really, really need to get through my queue. I really need to get through the queue. There's some people who've been waiting a very, very long time, and I know who you are, and I'm doing my best to get through the queue. Because I'm doing this, and then, like, also jumping between, like, other projects. Like, I'm never just working on one piece, you know? We're always jumping around here. Tuning back in, the ice cream looks delicious? Thank you! I'm glad you think so. Does it feel like Minato Aqua? Star's living up to her workaholic counterpart in real world. Why is the on-screen chat so far behind? I've never been able to figure that out. Because I have the same level of latency on this channel as I do the other one, and for some reason that I have not been able to discern, this is indeed a lot further behind. I can't figure out why. I have the exact same, like, everything else set up the same way. I really don't know why it's different. If you have any ideas, let me know, because I don't even know what to try. Gotta go, we'll talk with you later. Very good progress so far. Thank you, I'm glad you think so. Alright. Have a good rest of your day, Sea Hero. Not the person to ask about if something resembles a certain VTuber. I'm not nearly invested enough in the scene. No, that's fine. That's fine. I was asking, what's the word? It was a hypothetical question. I didn't actually expect you to know. The design's based off of this one. So, as long as we got the color, we're good. Got some color, got some theme. It all fits. Let me see if I want to make it like a little tilt. Yeah, a little bit of a tilt is good. I'll move you down a little bit. Again, this is why everything is on a separate layer, so if we have to move everything around, we can. Makes it a lot easier to work with. Is it me or does the other plane Mint's hand look like it's about to fall? Which one? This one? I mean, it's at a higher angle. I see what you're saying, though. The perspective might be a little off. It probably should be a slightly shorter perspective. See if that makes a difference. If I make this a little smaller. These plates are not easy to balance. that make any difference or no? Not really. It didn't really make a difference, did it? Maybe a little. Yeah, it looks a little less tilty. She studied at Olive Garden, she can handle it. A little nudge that it needed. There we go. I'm still gonna have to, like, refine her hands there a little bit, but just sort of making it, like, a little nicer there. Maybe your pinky can sort of balance. It's not an easy angle. Do I have a reference of the holding up a tray? Oh. Her fingers need to be bent. Duh. If her fingers aren't bent, it looks like she has no leverage. Her fingers need to be more bent. And probably also more angled this way. She didn't have any leverage. I think that was the issue. And then I think maybe it needs to be a little closer to her? It's probably a little too high. I think her arm needs to bend a little bit more. I think. I'm gonna move this down a little. I'm gonna move this whole thing down a little. Less shaky, more solid, and a little closer to her center of gravity. And I just realized her arm is completely twisted the wrong way. Did I... Wait. The thumb is... right. What did I do? Nope, it's backwards. It's definitely backwards. Yep. That's probably creating a huge difference in how stable something feels. Alright, let me... how that works now. Alright, I don't want to mix this up again. Oh my gosh. This is really confusing. I'm trying to, like, pose myself this way at the same time. If I'm... I was looking at her, mirrored to myself as I'm thinking about it. I have to be turned her way. So, you're seeing... Wait. Okay. I think... wait. No, I still don't get it. No, the palm should... the thumb does face... what did I do? Oh. Okay. It's like... the fingers are here, but I don't know how to articulate that. Like, visual... How do you show that? Like, the fingers need to be here, you know what I mean? I can't figure out how to do that. Oh my gosh. I'm going crazy. No, I'm losing it. I can't even picture how this looks on my end. Is it like this? And then the thumb is like... Oh my gosh. Okay, it's this, and then I don't know what the thumb is doing. Would it even be- oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to, like, pose with a plate! Break time in that case, no need to throw yourself at the wall. Alright, I'm gonna put a little star here. And the star indicates you need to fix that! Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that we realized it in the sketch phase, because nothing worse than realizing you messed up in, like, a refined phase. At least this little caterpillar's looking cute. Can't really mess that up. Can't really mess up a caterpillar. Probably has like little flowers here or something. I'll paint that in separately, but you know, just a little, make it a little decorative and cute and happy. Little leaf parts poking out here. This can all be repainted. That leaf probably needs to be smaller in comparison to everything else. I just drew them on the wrong layer. Oh well. It's fine. It's simple enough. It's fine. As long as we can kind of tell that that's a leaf. Alright. Ba 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 ba. I think I need to angle my tablet differently. Because I don't see the angle correctly unless I sit, like, really, really straight. I think I need to work on, like, angling this over so I stop making the same mistakes. Alright. Let's add in... We're not gonna spend, like, a crazy amount of time with Crony, but I just wanna get it a little further than this. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. Let's just establish a little bit of where Crony is. Is there paint here? There is. Okay. Let's not get crazy with it. Star. And all know that's going to be a lie. I wasn't expecting so much anatomy frustration, to be fair, so. But this is like a once a year type of art piece. So it's like a very, I should at least know the thumb goes here. These are large, intense art pieces. I can't really, what's the word? I can't really slack on these ones. Slack is not the right word. I can't... I don't know. Yeah, what Vessa said. I normally do not struggle with hands, but hands holding things are indeed eluding me today. I'm having a time with these props. I'll be the naughty word mouth that your safe work self cannot bear to say. There you go. Crony, what is this sleeve? Why is it going so low? Alright. So you can at least see what I'm seeing. I'm at least trying to make sure that Crony's, like, at the right size. Because she's very tall, so it's, like, I'm trying to have this next to me at the right proportion. Which means her head is probably going to be really tiny. Vessa's the intrusive thoughts Star can't act on. There you go. Okay, you know what the nice thing, though, is? Crony's dress is not something really stiff that looks like it has a wire in it. How low does your hair? Oh my gosh, okay. Why is there so much detail? And your hair goes all the way down here. Okay. Interesting. Do I have this flipped? Ah! Don't even know how that happened. Big pieces here. Large lace pieces here. This is going slightly higher, which means that this is slightly smaller. Because it would be here, which is still too large, which means all of this needs to shrink. How is this so difficult? Probably not gonna get to do the overlap feeling that I wanted, unless I move her a little further back. Which, you know, that makes sense. She's coming to the table instead of being at the table immediately. I want a little bit of this overlap so that we get a better sense of scale. Because if you have the overlap, then you can show scale easier. Or it just... If you have the overlap, you're not creating, well, to be honest, you're not creating tangents. And it's easier to tell what you're doing. But I think this wrist, elbow, something... Where is your elbow supposed to be in this? That is a weird outfit. Guys, I clearly don't have enough, experience with types... like, costume clothing, you know? I don't have a lot of experience with costume clothing. Which is funny, because I actually really wanted to take a class on, costume clothing, specifically so that I would know how to draw these crazy costume designs, and I was told I wasn't allowed to. And now I'm struggling to draw these. Wasn't allowed to take a costume drawing class. So stupid. Should have been required for everybody. What do you mean you were told you weren't allowed to? Only fashion majors were allowed to, which was so stupid because it wasn't impacting anyone to add a few more. You weren't even allowed to, even if you wanted your degree in, like, concept art, you weren't even allowed to. You weren't even allowed to sign up. Only fashion got to. Been mad about that this whole time. I thought you meant, like, you wanted to buy a course in a class. No, this was, like, an art school thing. Like, you weren't allowed to sign up. Art school sounds dumb. Let me tell you, I definitely wasn't, drawing anime in art school. You know, the thing that I'm currently basing my entire livelihood around and improving about because of Arknights. I have to be really careful, because if I'm not careful, I'm gonna make Crony look a little too chunky. So I have to be really careful about that. These proportions are definitely not right. Oh, shh. Don't. Try to make sure it doesn't accidentally... Sometimes, if you're not careful, it'll do this thing where, like, it takes your selection and it thinks you want to crop the entire piece. This is definitely not how you hold a plate, but... I will fix it in post. I think the problem is when she's turned like this, she doesn't... I can't see what she looks like from the side, so I can't tell how wide this dress is supposed to be. Because if I do that, then it's too chunky. How many layers of lace do we have here? Jeez. Alright, and then... I need to, like... I need to kick this up, because I want the... If Mint's outfit can't have folds, then I at least want Crony's outfit, too. Which should be doable, ideally. Something like that. Maybe make it shaded here. If you have one leg that's moving, right? We have a little bit of difference in shading here. This curves. This is a much, much, much softer fabric, so this actually should be able to move around when she's walking. And then this is gonna be an undercoat, I suppose? Hmm. Alrighty, just have a good rest of your night. I'm probably gonna wrap up pretty soon here too. What do you mean squash? I'm probably gonna wrap up in a bit here too. I'm not planning on finishing Crony. I just wanted to get a little bit of a head start on her. Yeah, I definitely wasn't intending on finishing. Just wanted to make sure that there was more to go off of. I'm preparing the Squishinator. Stop! What kind of weird Willy Wonka thing do you have going on here? Alright, something like that. And to that effect. At least it's a much easier outfit design. It's a lot more straightforward, I think. She is more busty, though. She's like one of the bustiest VTubers in Hololive, I think. So I don't really have a choice there. Yeah, that's probably more accurate to her, in all honesty. And then there's, again, the same hands, which I think the hands need to change now. Is it too low? I think it's too low. I think it might be too low. Oh, the watch too, so that works. Okay. This needs to be. Where's your elbow? Alright. Something like that, maybe. Less bent. Hello, Aqua. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm struggling to draw the maids. I think we're getting there, though. Let's see here. What did that look like from the side? Jeez. I feel strange drawing such a busty character, but it's literally Crony. Like, that's her design. It's good practice, though, you know? If I need to draw characters like that, it's good to have the practice. I don't want to, like, turn someone down just because of that. So it helps to be able to say you can do it. This thing's just, like, so tall. He has a bonnet, I think. Instead of just a hairband, I think it's a bonnet. This is a lot smaller, too. This is about the right size. I'm making this a little larger as well. Yeah, so there's an overlap. You know, again, this is why we... What was I trying to say? This is why we have everything on a separate layer, in case we need to move things around. Can't even see what I'm doing because there's a reference in front of it. We're just gonna have like a drink here. And then because this one is being served to Sea Hero, I think we're gonna make it a donut. His favorite dessert is a chocolate donut. I know that because I've had to draw it for something else and I don't remember what now. So it has to be a donut. Donut man. I mean, you know, can't really blame him. Donuts are great. Of course, now I can draw the hands. I have to check that hand reference book and see if there's just one on, like, holding trays. There might be, actually. Has a lot on it. As you can see, I'm not being too precise with it. And then I probably do need to make her eyes a little more realistic than this. But I'm trying to get the feeling that she's, like, not entirely comfortable being a maid. Ruby, hello, hello! Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll give her more detail. Once I sort of figure out what it's doing here. Rather stream today? No worries. All good. Is that a little too... Might have pushed that a little too much. I think it needs to be a little wider than this. I just wanted to have the kick feeling. As she is moving here. And enough that Mint's thing is not super in the way. That works. Probably has enough of a kick to it. That's gonna be... Our other foot's gonna be about here. I want it to not look super out of place. Do these have heels? Wow. I really can't tell. I guess that's a yes. I think they have shorter heels. Are they Mary Janes? be honest, I'm even surprised I know that term. They might be Mary Janes? I'm not sure. Let me look at Mary Janes real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the typical, pretty sure that's your standard Café Maid shoe, Mary Jane. Maybe. They're a little more pointed than normal. I'm gonna need to figure out like a walk cycle. Feels like it's a little too far away. Yeah, that's better. That feels closer to the body. Alright, being a little lower, that makes more sense. Her waist, again, is also smaller. Just like Mint. Everyone has a very small waist here. Trying to make it not look so flat. Does she look awkward? Because if she looks awkward, that's actually good. If she looks awkward, then I'm achieving the right feeling. Corsets were very fashionable back in mid-era. That is true, yeah. That is true. Alright. I still think she needs to be smaller on the top half so that she looks taller. That's a little more accurate, isn't it? So that her proportions feel like she's tall. Make this a little lower so it can dangle. You can at least see it dangle. And the hands will work on. Probably off stream when I can study them easier. Make all this go a little further back. Yep, that's better. Side views are difficult. Or like 3/4 view, I guess. Can be tricky. Does this need to be? Yeah, so it's not on the even field. I don't want it to feel like it's kicking out too much. Probably like... Probably if they're both a little further in. I don't know. I can't really tell where it is. Oh, and of course there's bows here too. The hat has bows, of course it has bows. Alright, in that case, this is gonna be flying around it, and of course, it is in the way. Alright, that's fine. Let's just get a little bit extra on the bow. Maybe like around there, I think. Because it goes pretty low. Okay, there's one on her... Oh. There's one on her hat, and there's one on her side. Waist. I'm forgetting the word for waist here. I'll have to make sure that those don't look too awkward. There is still a bow here, believe it or not. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what's throwing me off. This part here needs to be shorter, so that the dress itself feels longer. So if I squash that down a little... then I think that this will feel a little bit more in proportion. Ah, there we go. See, it makes the whole dress feel like it's larger. We got this piece here, going around, around and around. Pocket watch here. Hands, I'm not really sure about. For the most part, I think that's pretty accurate. Really wish there was a side view here. It would help a lot. Alright. Maybe she needs to be a little smaller. Both of them. So that they're more in proportion. Okay. This one needs to be closer. No? Alright. We'll just leave it then. Leave that part here. And stuff like that. It's gonna get messy. It's gonna get messy before it gets clean. But it's at least a lot better than what it was. Alright, we're gonna hide this. We'll add this stuff back in just to see what we're doing. She still needs to be taller, doesn't she? She's known for being tall. I'll just grab the whole thing and just scooch it up. Blop. I don't know why it feels different, it just does. Probably gonna need a decent amount of, playing around, but... we're getting there. We're building it. But... I think for now that is where we will call it, because there is a lot of different elements to work with, and a lot of different, shifting of proportions to still do. So I think that this is where we are going to call it today. Looking it up, she's apparently 5'6", not even that tall objectively. Why does she feel so tall? I thought she was one of the tallest members in Hololive. What? Alright. We are wrapping it up though. I will see you guys tomorrow for more Haunts arc, more Maria Neural. And I hope to see you there. Definitely consider joining the Discord or subscribing on YouTube. I'd say following on Twitch, but no one here is on Twitch. But I hope that everyone is doing well. I wish you a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world, or the worlds beyond. And well, I will see you for horses tomorrow. Alright. All the best. Thank you so much. If you're new here, I have a main channel. Make sure to check the channel page, and you will see the main channel. Alright. All the best.